TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach, y'all. Hey, it's the coffee break, sports edition. And right now, hey, I had to bring everybody on right off the top because this is how we do it. If you can see up to our top corner, we have a special guest that we're going to let you know who we have in the house, man. So, but right now, I hope everybody had a great weekend, a safe weekend. And we back. We was out around town scouting some high school games like we normally do. And we went to a special college and check them out for the first time. Well, it was my first time, and so I really had a great time, man, and was definitely pleasantly surprised stepping around and walking around the campus, man. So we're gonna talk about it a little bit, but I'm gonna introduce who we got. My normal cast, all the way. We call him Kevin, aka the One-Eyed Scout, in the house, and then we also have my main man from Sports Talk in the room, Philip Townsend. So, with no further ado, I'm gonna turn it over to the One-Eye Scout, and he can introduce our special guest, and we'll get this bad fella rolling. And like I said, you're watching TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach, y'all. Kevin, talk to us,
Yeah,
man. What we got?
yeah, man. This has been a long time coming. Coach Alzaid and I have known each other for about 8 years.
All right.
Talked over players and different workouts and stuff, and so I've always been very appreciative because you always left the open door.
All
And
right. Well, we want to welcome Coach.
yeah,
You like my man on ESPN. Welcome, Coach.
Vance, can you switch me in the coach's position?
Okay, so you see, okay, get that out. Okay, boom.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
yeah. So you've been there. I know at least 8 years. I think that was when we met, and I just kind of want you to talk a little bit about the program in and of itself and bring in some of the qualities around the campus that entice people to come there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just thankful and grateful for you guys having me on the show. I think you guys do a great job of representing San Antonio, and so it's definitely an honor to be here as well. I think you guys do a great job just advocating for high school athletes, so that's a great thing. So when you talked to me about coming on, I was like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. So absolutely, guys. So again, yeah, I'm Coach Alzaid, Orlando Lake men's basketball assistant coach, and Orlando Lake's a beautiful university. It was founded in 1895 by the Sisters of Divine Providence. It started off as an all-girls school academy, and then by 1920 it was a college, a 2-year college, and then became a 4-year university. And currently, right now, we're about just about 2,000 undergrad students. With grad school as well. So we're about 2,000. Beautiful campus, right in the west side. We're 5 minutes from downtown. So our students love it because, they can go check out the mall, do things downtown, and, take an Uber, and, you're paying maybe $10 round trip. So I think that's very enticing. The university, I think one of the huge advantages of our university is the student to teacher ratio. So it's like 1 to 11. And I think that's great because our student athletes have relationships with the professors. And I think that's important. You go to big schools like, University of Texas, UTSA. Those are all great schools, but your typical Comp 1 class, you're one of 250 students. Over here, you're literally 11. If you're a student athlete, I mean, everyone knows who you are. It's kind of like getting to be the big fish in a small pond, if you know what I mean. And so our student athletes really love that. I think that's a huge advantage. Um, we have some great programs here. We're all known for our business programs, especially business administration. We're also known for education. Again, the Sisters of Divine Providence, when they first established this university, it was mainly for women at that time to become teachers, and then slowly through time, it became co-ed, and so we have some strong programs. Now we have cybersecurity, so we're just continuing to build, and I think Dr. Chav, our current president has done a great job of really putting Olu on the map in San Antonio. He has his own podcast with students. He's a very interactive president. So it's just it's a great campus and a great feel. Everyone knows who you are, and so I think that's a huge advantage that we have against other schools.
Yeah,
Coach, that's
man,
a
that's
private school, yes?
Yes, we're a private Catholic school. Again, we were established in 1895, and we became co-ed a little bit later. And sports wasn't even here, not to 2007. And like our first sports team, I believe, was soccer and volleyball. Basketball didn't come to 2010. So when you think about it, we're 2025. I mean, literally, the basketball program's only been around 15 years. So it's exciting time. We're doing the right thing. We're trying to build the program up, and it's exciting time right now.
yeah, I agree, man. I know for a while y'all were ranked in the polls, um, but man, your conference. Let's talk about your conference, man. It's a murder's row that you have in there with the Texarkana, with the Alexandria, the Shreveports, but y'all
Yeah.
played them well. So is that something that you talk about because all those programs are ranked and you get the chance to play against ranked competition?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Red River Conference is a very good conference. In fact, it's I believe it's a little bit underrated. We have some very good programs, like you said. So like SUA right now is like a top three program in the country. So
Mm.
that's huge for us. Anyone can beat anyone in this conference. It's just a matter of of who's really coming to prepare and who's going to show up that night. So it's tough. Usually we have about three teams to get to the national tournament. We're hoping that this year we have at least 3 to 4 teams because we are a very good conference. And we look at our RPI. It's again, you got schools like us and LSUA and even Xavier who they try to go out and play different schools throughout the nationally, and I think that's important because the more we do that, it's going to give more recognition to the Red River Conference, especially like a couple of weeks ago when we were actually ranked top 20. But like I said, the conference is tough. You could be up one time, then you could be down. So, but it just shows that there's a lot of good coaches in this conference. There's great athletes. You just got to prepare every day. You have to show up. It's big time basketball.
Talk a little bit about your approach to recruiting and how more San Antonio players can catch your eye. I do want to commend you. One third of your current varsity roster is San Antonio guys, and I was very happy to see. Um, and they I guess came home. I'm not sure, but yeah, how your approach to recruiting and how do our guys catch your eye?
Yeah. Well, first, I mean, a typical day here in the office starts early in the morning. We practice about 2:30, but before me and Coach Thompson have meetings, I'm checking my emails, checking text messages. I really take pride in trying to respond to people. I think it's in this society right now we have to be better at communicating to people and just showing that yes, I got your email. I'm gonna take a look at your film. Maybe I talk to a coach. So it's a lot of research that goes on in recruiting, especially for us. And I'm just grateful that Coach Thompson has really let me take that lead. And everything at the end of the day, his stuff is he's a CEO. He's a the big boss, but
Mm.
he really trusts me, and I take pride in really doing a lot of research. So I'll be watching film. We got programs like Synergy, Huddle. And then people like you, Coach, where I come in and you'll give me a tip. You say, hey, you need to go check out this kid. I'll go watch him live. I go to AU tournaments. And a lot of prospects right now, they really don't realize that there is college coaches out there looking at you, but we're looking at your body language. We're looking how do you talk to your AU coach? How do you talk to your own family? I saw a kid in a live 5A game a couple of weeks ago. Um, you know, in the game playing defense, talking to his parents in the stands. And it was like, man, I like the kid, but if he's doing that, I can't recruit him. You know what I mean? Like, boss man
Yeah.
ain't gonna want that. So, it's a lot of that. Just really, there's a ton of talent in the city, and even obviously Texas. I think Texas, has great talent for basketball, and a lot of people don't realize, how good Texas basketball is. It's really tough, and especially coming out from San Antonio, the Houston, the Dallas. I would even say Austin now. This is
Yeah, they're
that
coming up.
triangle, right? Really, really good. And then I would even say the Valley has great talent. We've had kids from the Valley. I'm real big on going to the Valley and checking out kids. So I think there's a lot of talent, especially in Texas, but in South Texas as well. But yeah, so basically, I do a lot of research. I call coaches, I'll call coaches in the district who that prospect might not go to that school, but I'll ask the rival coach, what you know about the student, what has the coach told you about the student. So it's a lot of investigation. You're trying to figure out, yes, the kid can play, but does he fit our style? Obviously, just to give you a little bit about our style, we play fast. Obviously, we're a motion team, but we do a lot of ball screens, a lot of quick hitters. And we're trying to score, up in the 80s. Right now we're averaging like 73 points a game, but we're trying to push the ball and score. So and then defensively, we're looking for kids that are going to play 94 feet. So we need kids that good lateral movement, who can backpedal and pick up someone 94 feet. So all that is basically the formula of how we look at kids. The kid can be a great shooter, right? But if he can't play lateral defense or he can't play 94 feet of defense, he's probably not a good fit for us. He's probably still a college basketball player, but not a good fit for OU basketball. So
Well, I
that's a
want to
little bit
shout
of
out
that.
one guy that I've loved since the first day I watched him play. That young man, Robert Gill, I believe he's out of
Yeah, Rob.
Lanier. Man,
Yes.
he's a joy to
No.
watch play.
Yeah. No. Yes.
I've
Rob's
got,
great.
yeah, and he gives back a lot. Like he works with guys in the city. I like that piece as
He
well.
does.
I got one more question, and then Vance is gonna rush us to a break, and he'll come back and ask a few questions. But how does Our Lady Lake basketball and school balance academic and athletic commitments?
Yeah. Well, the way it balances, if I make sure I understand you, we look for kids that are definitely academically strong. Can you get a good academic scholarship? Well, obviously, we put athletic scholarship in there. So when we recruit kids as well, we're looking for kids who have high grades because we know the expectations here at our university. So we want to
Mm-hmm.
obviously put kids in a situation to be successful, right? So
Mm-hmm.
uh, that's something that we take pride in. We look at maybe a transfer student. We might really like that kid, but if their GPA is not that strong, or maybe they didn't take a lot of strong classes, like they just took a lot of electives, we might have
Mm-hmm.
questions about that. We might be reserved not to recruit that student. But real quickly, we do study halls. I meet with kids and check on their grades. We prepare them for tutors. So we pretty much make sure that they're set for success in the classroom. That way, when they come to practice, they can just worry about basketball practice.
Yeah, I just want always ask that question just to put parents' mind at ease that you've got it covered.
Oh, absolutely.
And so
And
all
I just
right.
want one thing that we do is like I'll have a syllabus calendar and like we're on guys like I can tell a kid, hey, you have a test coming up. He's like, when? It's like another week. I'm like, yeah, but you need to start working on it. And so we're
Yeah,
constantly on them, and it's like the first time they're away from home, so they're adults but they're still kids, and it's like you kind of have to manage that.
that's good stuff. Vance, you gonna
Okay. Yeah.
cross
Well, first
over?
of all, Coach, before we get out of here, and two things. First, with you is, Coach, you don't have to rush. Because you're a wealth of knowledge, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to rush nothing, baby. Just talk to us, and I appreciate all the dimes that you dropping with us. All right, and then Phil. And see, when I see, Phil and I have been doing a couple other shows, Kevin, and
Mhm.
I saw that big finger come up with that turquoise ring. So that gives me a sign that Phil may have a quick question. So, hey, Phil, if you want to ask Coach one before we go to break, and then we'll come back.
No, I really wanted to say to Coach that I appreciate the fact that they're really looking at guys that are just not that 4-star, 5-star recruit that everybody else is trying to get, and that you're looking at them and doing it. But the one thing that you said, and Kevin, Vance, you've heard me say this, I love to watch a guy's footwork, especially defensively, seeing how he can move laterally and recover and get back over that shoulder and to get back in position on somebody. So it's so good to hear a coach talk about some lateral footwork. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. How much time do we got before we go to break?
Go ahead, Coach. Say something. You got something to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, just going back to it, again, we really take pride. A kid could be a first team all district, and we want to still bring them into a workout, right? And we want to put them through a typical practice of what we do. That way we know, this is a good fit for us. And at the same time, we like to look at kids that maybe they're a second team all district. And, I call them like a hidden jewel. And I like to give a shout out to we have a couple kids like Arthur Selstein, who went to go play JUCO, came back. We re-recruited him, and asked him, to come. He's been a huge part of our success this year. He went to Justin High School, but coming out of Justin, he wasn't highly recruited. He went to a JUCO. And so when we got him here, it was a steal for us, and it was also, a great relationship where he started to really furnish. And then another one like Matthew Gonzalez from Marshall High School, who was a really good shooter coming out of high school. But then when we got him, he took a 1-year development on our development program. He got better in lateral movement. He got better at guarding people up front. And now he's on our varsity program, and he's averaging like 6 points a game, playing, about 10 minutes a game. And, so we kind of try to model like the Spurs, like we're going to recruit a lot of people. We're going to work big on skill development, player development. And then we're going to try and basically, predict for the future and hope that they will be better players as they get older that sophomore, junior year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Vance, did you want to go to break? Because I have a question. So
No. Hey, look.
Hey, don't worry about the break. Don't worry about the break.
This is TAN TV, baby. We run this. So yeah, if you want to ask Coach, man, he on a roll. Go ahead. Is that all right, Coach?
Yeah, I'm good.
Kevin is a big proponent of this, especially going now. And you just brought up the magic word. Just how deeply involved are you all at looking into the JUCO college ranks for players?
Big time. I'm gonna tell you right now, this spring is gonna be huge for us because we're losing 7 seniors. I'm gonna repeat that, 7. I mean, that's a lot. That's basically half the team. So we're gonna go JUCO strong, but at the same time, we're gonna basically kind of look at some of the kids that are out of San Antonio, right? And for whatever they wind up going to a JUCO or even another D1 or D2 or D3, and it just doesn't work out. What happens in our favor sometimes, as long as we continue that relationship, and see, me and Coach Thompson are real big about building relationships with kids. I like to call re-recruiting them. We recruited them your senior year, but for whatever reason, it didn't work out. So we go and contact those kids, and a lot of times, half the time, those kids want to be back in San Antonio. They miss San Antonio. San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the country. It's an international city. It's a very friendly city. Like, why would you want to leave? So I think it's important to just continue those relationships, foster those relationships. But we are looking at JUCOs from everywhere, all over. If you look at our roster, we have kids from the Bronx, New York, Colorado, Tampa Bay, Florida. So we have, a lot of kids nationally, not just in Texas or even San Antonio. That's, I think, what's so cool about this program. We have about 3-4 kids from San Antonio, but the other 8 are, from all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Coach, I'm gonna ask you this I'm big on the eye test. I'm big on just the eye test, and I know as your coach and your measurement of recruiting a kid. Can you give me a percentage of because you said you kind of use the eye test yourself. So can you put a percentage on that eye test as opposed to some of the other factors like their stats maybe, or you talking to another coach about a player?
Well, I would say definitely you walk in the gym sometimes, and for me, I'm looking at a kid, and I'll use like another example of Arthur Selstein because he's a local kid from Justin High School, 6'6", 6'7", 195 pounds, real lean, and that's eye candy for us, right? We're like, man, that's the kind of kid we need. That's the kind of body we need for the style that we're playing. But what really we do after we see the eye candy, the eye test of like, yeah, that's an athlete, 100%. The next part is how hard does he go? Like that's what we want to know. Like, and this is when we really break down film, and we're watching. Does he walk back on defense? How's his transition defense? If a kid's playing hard and may not be that skilled, we're still gonna take that kid's attitude, character over skill. And sometimes we pass on other athletes that you would say you put an open gym, you're picking that kid instead. But for us, we're gonna pick the kid who has like good attitude, good character. So again, it's hard, but I would say about half of it is definitely like, does he have the body? Does he have the frame? That's huge, especially because we're competing against men every day. NEI basketball, average kid's about 21 years old. Okay, so for a freshman to play, right away, it's pretty tough. You got to be pretty good, and that's because obviously you have people come down from Division I, Division II. NEI, a lot of people don't realize that NEI is an older group of kids, really, when you really think about it. But so yeah, to answer it, I'd say about 50 to 60% is the eye candy, checking out the frame,
Right.
but the best is like how hard does that kid go? Because regardless of the stats, like we need to know, does the kid have a motor? Is he a dog? Like those are the kind of kids that we need in our program.
Man, I keep hearing that phrase, is he a dog, man? I don't know where that's coming from, but I keep hearing that, though, Coach. Hey, okay, Coach, right now we're going to go to a quick break. Hey, and when we come back, Kevin, if you want to move on, I know Coach said you're going to hang out with us?
Hang out with you guys.
All right, man. Coach going to hang out with us. So if you want to, move on, let Coach, we've been drilling him, man, and we're working him.
Well, let me ask Coach one more question if we're going to.
It's always you're putting overtime on him, but go ahead. Go ahead, Phil.
Coach, you're looking for that deep playoff run this year? And have you played against Langston University since your tenure at Our Lady of the Lake?
No, just one time. Just one time. And it was my first year. So we're looking to hopefully, we're hoping to look to play them in a national tournament.
Right.
Or definitely as we go on, we're going to try to schedule them because we want to be able to play against the best programs in the country.
Well, you said one of the best programs in the
Vance,
country?
Look. Vance, stop hating. He's hating because that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
No, and Coach does a great job there. Like I said, and that's we're just trying to, again, even though we've been here just 1 year, like as together as a staff, we're really trying to build that back up where it was a couple years ago.
Yeah,
you had to throw that plug in there. Okay, Phil. You Langston.
Hey, okay, Coach, I feel you.
All right, then. We'll take a quick break, man, and we come back. Kevin, when we come back, man, you take it where you can take us where we want to go. All right? Where you want to go with you.
Hey, I'm Mike Rozier, 1983 Heisman Trophy winner, and you're watching TAN TV.
Hey, let's run into the district, man. Vance.
Okay, the district. All right. You got it up? Okay.
We talked about this district 26-5A being a dogfight early on. And, Wagner slipped up against Alamo Heights. They play Alamo Heights again this Tuesday. But look at all those teams that are tied or one game off because there's going to be a really good program out of Wagner Heights, New Braunfels, Piper, or Vex that's not going to make that 14 playoff. So all these games really matter. In 27-5A, remember this was the district that had 4 teams tied for first place almost the entire first run. Jefferson has taken care of teams along the way. Seguin, Highlands, right there. But look at Edison hanging in that 4th spot, Phil.
They'll get it. You'll get it, Kevin. I'm telling you.
So I think they're playing Burbank Friday. I think they need to win one out of the last 2 games to secure it for sure. John Jay has long since ran and hid in the hills. Perfect 13-0. But I will want to point out today, and we'll talk about it further in the show, but South San at 11-2 just got ranked by the coaches poll as number 25 in the state of Texas.
South
So
San?
South San, yeah. So that's good for the city, man, to get other teams that don't normally get ranked in there. But at 11-2, that's an impressive record. They only got losses of John Jay.
Okay, because you got South San on there twice. I'm sorry. I'm my eyes.
All right, so that's my bad.
Oh, okay.
South San is ranked.
Okay.
The bottom one should say South Side.
South Side. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Kevin, if Vance had been following you the rest of the weeks, he would have known that was South Side.
Hey, Vance has friends at Southside now.
But we got coach today, so
Yeah,
we
we
got to
got to
be on
tighten
point.
it up.
Yeah.
All right, with 27-6A, Johnson's 11-0. They've handled Reagan twice.
Twice.
Clark lost the game to Brandeis Saturday. They shouldn't have. So they're in a two-way tie for third place. But man, we talked about Madison was going to give people trouble. And Madison's right on the outside looking in. They need somebody to lose, and they pick up one. I just think one of their remaining games is Johnson, so that's going to be a tough one to pick up. Then over there, Brennan, top-ranked team in the state. Harlan is a half game up on Sotomayor. And I want to say this, Coach Joseph at Soto is highly underrated in his ability to develop guys. He had Latrell Hoover moving in the right direction. Then he went to prep school. And this season, he's had to remake Roger. And Roger's getting junior college offers now. And really proud for that young man. O'Connor is going to continue to give people trouble. They got the 2.66s inside, and Hagenhurst and Ethan Ballou have played well. Evan Herrera is that point guard that just won't go away. And then we'll finish up with East Central has overtaken Steele for first place in that district. So those games are going to be interesting to finish up.
I've been telling you about East Central.
I know you were. You were. But Steele and Clemens, and like we said last time we were together, Judson's going to make the playoffs as at fourth place. And man, they're really, really playing together. So I just think they're gonna draw someone difficult, but I think they're gonna be a tough out. And then Vance, let's look at the games this week.
Okay, because you just jumped.
I know.
You changed everything when you.
Yeah. All right. So this week.
Okay, hold on. Is this coach? I'm trying to see if coach is coming back because I don't see his camera.
Face.
He was working with it. I saw it go vertical. And
okay. Well, maybe I'll catch him when he come back. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So, number one in the state, Judson girls plays their last home game, or last game of the regular season against Canyon. I believe I'm going to go to watch Kayla King, the U of H signee, play her final home game. Wagner is also ranked number one in 5A. So be your last chance to catch these two teams top ranked in their regular season finales. And we were talking about that SAISD district. So Number 2 Seguin is going to play number 3 Highlands, and they both have 10 wins. So that's going to be a great matchup. Heights is going to go to Wagner this time, and so we'll see if they can pull off another stunner. And then Burbank and Jefferson will finish out that night at 8 o'clock, and they that will be a determinant for who's going to grab that last slot because Burbank can't afford to lose any games. Um, so that's going to be an interesting thing to watch play out. And they just updated the state rankings today. So Cole jumped one place. Wagner and John Jay both moved up 2 spots. And there you see South Sand from that coming in at number 25. Brennan stays at number 1. Johnson moves up to number 16 and still settles in at number 21.
Okay, boy, I like that. It's revving up for the playoffs, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the final rankings of the regular season, we got number 1 Wagner, but in the state we also have the city, San Antonio McCollum, and Sam Houston over from the east side. And that's big for the city. 3 teams ranked that high. And then we throw in 6A, where we have Judson, like we said, number 1. Churchill moved up to 20. San Marcos and still settled in at 24 and 25. So the city as a whole is moving in the right direction. I'm gonna go ahead and take this down, Vance.
Go ahead. We'll go. We'll be
Um,
back. We'll be good. I'll just go ahead. We're
yeah,
good.
no, I was just gonna ask Coach,
Yep.
how much easier is it to recruit now that the city is starting to move in that direction of better basketball, better competition in other cities? Have y'all noticed it affect y'all yet? All right, so when we're talking about how the city's getting better recognition statewide, you know, with Brennan, with Wagner, Jay, Steele, all these teams, does that bring more competition to your recruiting efforts?
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you hear me, guys? Because I had lost
Yeah, we can
connection.
hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah,
We
we
you.
can
got
hear
it.
you, Coach. Yeah, we see you now. Good.
Yeah. Go ahead. I lost you for a minute. Um, but yeah, just go ahead. Go
No,
ahead and
I was
ask.
just wondering how that affects. Yeah, I was just wondering how that affects your ability to recruit. I mean, you conceivably have more competition to recruiting the guys, but at the same time, you have more guys playing better competition. So I think it's be a win-win for the city.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like again, we're having to compete with a new school like Texas A&M San Antonio, and like even their standards,
Hmm.
like admission is different. But I think the biggest thing is that the competition is getting better, and you're having to become better.
Hmm.
And a lot of people don't know that only 7% of student athletes, your seniors, are going on to play collegiate sports. And so 7%, that's less than ten
Very
percent.
true.
So, again, that's why I I love what you guys do, because you do a great job of advocating for our student athletes, and especially the San Antonio area. But yes, I think San Antonio basketball in general, high school basketball, doesn't get enough credit. It blows my mind, but it makes me proud though when we see these kids that are playing college basketball outside of Texas. Because we got a lot of coaches from colleges that come down to San Antonio, and they're picking all these kids. So we're
Yep.
gonna do everything we can, right? We can't fill the whole roster with 12 guys from San Antonio, but you know, San Antonio has good basketball. And I think it is underrated, but I love
Hmm.
the fact that more teams are coming in to play them, and you have to kind of really you have to be you have to be a very good player to go play college basketball. Like I said, 7% of seniors go on to play collegiate athletes, and that's either NEI, Division One, Division Two, Division Three, or some kind of JUCO.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, and it's eye opening for some parents um, that when that number gets spit out to them about that. But man, I really appreciate you coming on. I really do. I think your information will go far in helping parents not only decide on your university, but how to approach the recruitment for their children or student athletes uh, more
Yeah.
productively.
And I would like to say one more thing because I know I lost you guys. The connection went out, but I want to say that first, again, just thank you so much for what you guys are doing, being advocates for our student athletes. You guys are doing the right way too, and you guys give good analytics of what these guys are doing, and I like it. So I really mean that. Second, I want to say to parents, the way you'll know you'll get recruiting is if these coaches are contacting you. You know, is it just a letter in the mail, a questionnaire, or is the actual coach on the phone asking, "Can you come on a visit? Can you come watch us play against so and so? Will you be here on this
Hmm.
day?" That's when you're begin recruiting, and I just want to make sure that I can always advocate for what's the right way to do it. And please follow me at Alzaid Coach. uh, Follow me, and I love to help any kid who's looking for a place. If it's not us, I can try to help you. I have a lot of friends nationally that at the end of the day, this is trying to get the kid somewhere where it's a good fit. So I love to have anyone
Perfect.
reach out to me.
Perfect. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I know the student athletes will as well. Um, Vance,
Look, I'm gonna defer to Phil, and then I'll end it.
okay.
Yeah.
Coach, you all are building a wonderful basketball program there, but how awesome is it to have as your backdrop the beautiful Our Lady of the Lake University when you're bringing a student and their family there on a visit? Just how important is that to your recruiting?
It's super important, and it's one of the biggest things we do when we bring a kid and their parents. We want to make sure that we meet them in the front of the campus where they see the beautiful building structure, and we take them to the church. And if you haven't been to the church, I promise you need to come. Like, it needs to be a bucket list. Seriously, there's a lot of great weddings that go on here, but it's a beautiful church, and the biggest thing is moms love it. So every mom that I've had come in and they see the building, they just can't believe how beautiful it is.
Yeah,
And obviously it's a selling point. We're gonna sell it, and I think it's, again, you have a great student teacher ratio. You have a great campus. It's beautiful, and that's my first trip. Before we get to the gym, show them the front of the building.
yeah, right. And then, of course, you have to highlight the academic standards that are expected when you attend a university like Our Lady of the Lake.
Yes, absolutely. And that's when we kind of talk to the parents about, what kind of degree program. I even advise kids, if they don't know what they want to do, that's fine. Like, what you can do is take your basics, take Comp 1, take biology, take algebra, because it might not be till your sophomore year when you might be friends with a soccer player or just the other student, and you find out, what, he or she looks happy taking business. I want to do business. So you just don't know,
Mhm.
right? And in
Right.
college, you start to really find yourself. You might find your significant other, you might find your best friend, you might find your future business partner. So there's no rush. And so what we do is try to make sure that, again, there's a game plan, that we're not rushing anything, and I think we're trying to do it the right way.
Well, Coach, I'm looking forward to being able to get out there and check out one of you all's games.
Yes, please come, and I'll put everyone on the pass list. I want you guys to come out. Keep doing the great thing y'all guys are doing for the city of San Antonio. But contact me, and I'll put you on the pass list. I'd love to have you
Sounds
guys.
great.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Well, let me get my lady. No, y'all ain't gone yet. I ain't through, but
We don't want to hear you.
well, first, Coach, it was I mean, I was pleasantly surprised when I walked in the gym. Okay, and first of all, just to see the makeup of your squad, and then also finding out, as Kevin mentioned, the third of them from San Antonio. So with that, I want to ask you, and with all going on right now, like the DEI policies being dropped and affirmative action policies. You think that's going to have any kind of effect on y'all situation there as your basketball program?
I think it could. It's a little something we're monitoring. And the one thing that about NEIA is great. NEIA is great basketball, but typically we follow NCA. So what's going to happen is what is the NCA going to do, and then most likely what's going to happen now. What's NEI going to do? And typically we kind of just follow what they do. So we're just kind of in a waiting game, but something we're obviously monitoring pretty closely.
Okay. Now, Coach Roy, I always ask. Now, Phil kind of got it started for us with his question, but my question is not basketball related at all. This is what I like to ask you though, and if you can, if you don't, say you're sitting there, I see, and if you're sitting there by yourself there, and there might be a space beside you, is there anybody that stayed in heaven that you would want to bring back and sit down beside you and have one more conversation? Who would
Would you
that
say
person?
anybody from heaven,
Yeah, if you have someone that, yeah, from heaven.
like someone who I've met or like I would love to meet?
It could, okay. It could be someone that you, okay. Let's do that. Someone that you would love to meet, sit down beside you, and have a conversation. One conversation with them.
I mean, it would be Jesus, to be honest with you. I have a lots of questions, and I'm real strong in my faith. I think this is what brought me to RA Lake University. I think God always had a plan. We don't understand that plan sometimes, but like there's God has a plan. We just don't understand it sometimes. And I'm so blessed to be here, and I'm so thankful for Coach Thompson. He really let me have this lead, and I'm thankful for my wife. I couldn't do this without her. There's a lot of times we're gone 4 days a week. Every other week, and I'm just so thankful. But none of this, what you guys get to do, what we get to do, like it wouldn't be for the Lord. I literally wake up every day and I'm happy. Like this is my job. I get to go coach basketball. I get to go recruit basketball. I mean, this is work. Like I pinch myself sometimes, but it's only because of our Lord Jesus Christ. And so I'm so thankful. I really am.
Well, Coach, thank you for that and being, letting us. That was great, Coach. Thank you for being for that. Phil,
Well,
just
before you get on here, Coach, could you just give us just a tidbit of your coaching journey to
Sure.
the present?
Yeah, yeah. I started at Temple College under the great Kirby Johnson. Long story short, I wasn't good enough to play, so I became the manager, and then I wound up actually making the team at Mountain View up in Dallas.
Hmm.
Coach Phillips, he's still there. And then I went to Concordia University, and same thing. Coach Stan Bonowitz, the great Stanley Junior Bonowitz from East Central, 1995, best player in my opinion to ever come out of San Antonio. Uh,
Yes.
I
Okay.
He was like, "Hey man, you can shoot the ball, but you're not good enough." And he said, "What's your degree?" And I said, "Well, I want to get into coaching." And he took me under his belt, and I learned so much for Coach Bonowitz. I became his full-time lead assistant. I was his lead assistant for 7 years after I graduated from Concordia University, Austin. Went to get my master's there as well. Then I coached high school basketball up in McKinney North. Went to the second round of the regional semifinals, or actually regional quarterfinals, and then came back 2 years on the girls' side at Concordia. And then life's funny, right? So Chris Dial went to school with Stan Bonowitz, and Bonowitz connected me with Chris Dial, and that's how I got here to Olu. And even though Chris is doing great things at A&M San Antonio, I think Marcus saw my work ethic, and Coach Thompson, and
Uh-huh.
he asked me to stay with him, and I was very very honored to be here. And so yeah, I've been coaching about 16 years. So
All right.
I feel very blessed to be in this position.
nice.
Cool.
That's
That's
cool. That's
good.
beautiful. Well, Kevin, man, we've been going. Last thing you want to say to Coach, and we're gonna be out of here, Coach. Man, we really appreciate you
Yes,
stopping
thanks for
by and
coming.
sharing your time with us, man. And a lot of knowledge been dropped, and like I said, man, the campus. When I saw it, I was shocked. I was like, wow. And then I went into the gym,
I think
and
I think we're like a diamond in the rough. People really don't know about us, but we're gonna try to put Olu back on the map.
there you go, man. I mean, it's a great secret, man. I mean, it's something, and I'll do anything we can with you, Coach, man, to put you guys on the map, and really, and and we appreciate the invitation, and man, I know One-Eyed Scout gonna put us on the schedule. We're gonna be coming. We'll yeah. Want to talk to some of them players, Yeah, maybe get a chance to sit down with Coach Marcus.
Absolutely,
Coach Thompson.
absolutely.
We would love it. We would love it. All right, Kevin, we good?
I'm good, man. I just appreciate the friendship,
Yeah.
and now we'll continue moving on. Looking forward to the next trip out there.
Yes, and again, I can't tell you how much you guys are doing for the city. You guys are doing it the right way, and just keep helping kids find a place, man. Thanks for doing that.
Man, this is
Yes,
gonna
sir.
be great, man, and it's gonna get out in there in the atmosphere, man.
Well,
And
he's the one-eyed scout,
yes,
and that's
sir.
what he does.
All right, guys. Hey, if you
If
just
you
tuned
want to
in, you
get
guys.
somewhere, look at the one-eyed scout. Kevin, you got
He
to
all right.
sing out.
He
How
all
can
right.
they contact you?
Tell him, Kevin.
At the One Eye Scout on all social medias except Instagram, where it is just the One Eye Scout.
Okay, cool. Well, like I said, y'all, hey, if you just tuned in, man, you missed a great interview with Coach Alizade. Alizade, said it right? Yes, sir. At Our Lady of the Lake University. Man, it's been a beautiful time, y'all. And hopefully we're gonna see some more games, and we're gonna make sure we get the word out. And you're watching Tan TV. African
Coach
American.
gave, Coach gave Vance a pass on saying his name incorrectly again, but that's okay. Coach is a great guy. He gave Vance.
You guys are
Vance,
great. It's all
Okay.
good.
All right.
All right, Coach. Man, we'll see you again. And guys, we out of here.
all right.